Virgin Islands, narrowly losing out to Chile in the first game, going down by a single point. Remember, hopes of making it to the Olympics in Paris next year on the line. There are 7 teams here in Argentina fighting it out for one place at next year's Olympic qualifying tournament. Waiting in the semi-finals for the top 2 teams here in Group B will be the top 2 from Group A, either Cuba, Argentina and Bahamas. 2 of those 3 will be there waiting for our top 2 teams here. As I said earlier today, we had an absolute nail-biter as Chile hold on to win the opening game by a single point. Virgin Islands had a chance to win that one in the closing seconds and didn't have enough to come away with the win. Here is our game today, though. Uruguay against Colombia, closing out game day 1 here in La Banda. Could be a really interesting one between these two. Here's the world rankings as it stands right now. Uruguay, the highest ranked in this group at 46th. Colombia, second highest ranked at 52nd. But I hate to say it, potentially rip those up, throw them out the window, because this could be a really close group. All 4 of these teams could take wins off one another. And with that in mind, today's game is set to be a very, very closely contested one between Colombia and Uruguay. We are going to have player introductions here in the arena shortly. Colombia, technically the visiting team in this opening game. As we see some of the fans just getting on their socials before the start of the game. So Colombia to be introduced first, and they'll be expecting to make it through to the semi-finals later this week. And with the hope of a couple of big performances, who knows, they could still be on track to qualify for Paris 2024 on Sunday evening. Colombia have never been to the Olympics, but they picked up 3 wins in the World Cup qualifiers recently, and they were big wins. They took a win against Chile, who they'll face later in this qualification tournament. They also beat Mexico, but maybe the biggest headline of all was that double overtime thriller, the win against Brazil, that just shows that they have the ability to win the big games. They just now need to get some consistency into their play and across a series of games. They enter their huddle as they look to zone in and hype up, ready for today's game. We'll now move to have a look at Uruguay as they are introduced. Clear favourites here in Group B. We all know and love, however, how basketball will rip the form book up and deliver some roller coasters. Uruguay do have quite a bit of Olympic history, including 2 bronze medals back in the 50s. However, it's been almost 40 years since they were last at the Olympics, and I'm sure they would like to break that streak and be in Paris next year. Signs are pretty good in this tournament. Uruguay just missed out on the World Cup qualification as they couldn't quite convert enough losses into wins. They were narrow losses that hurt them in the end in those qualifiers. They did, however, in those qualifiers beat Colombia twice by 8 points and 13 points. So we'll have a lot of confidence heading into today's game. We'll take a break in our commentary as we have the national anthem for both teams. First, we'll have the national anthem of Colombia and then the national anthem of Uruguay. Both teams now head to the centre court to shake hands. Plenty of smiles at this point. But these two teams know that they are in for a tough 40 minutes. Coach Moreno and Coach Howley go to the half. They go to the officials to shake hands as well, as we're about to enter the final preparations for today's game. And whenever these teams enter a qualification tournament, first game so important. Here are our officials for today: Krishna Dominguez, Alan Dos Santos and Franco Ronconi from Mexico, Brazil and Argentina. Looking dapper as always, gents. And we are now just a few moments away from the opening tip-off here in La Banda. Uruguay enter the game as clear favourites for this one, but Colombia will bring a strong five. Okay, starting fives: Roque Jackson, Atencia. We also have Echenique as well as Ibargüen, and plenty coming off the bench for Coach Guillermo Moreno as well. Very experienced coach, been there, done that, seen that. Has a relaxed demeanor about him right now, as he wants to push his team towards the win. The other end of the floor, Coach Howley will put this five to the floor: Pomeli, Calfani, Ceres, Rodriguez and Waxman. Plenty of players that we have seen time and time again for this Uruguay national team. However, some youngsters starting to break through now. Pomeli, one of them. There is head coach Howley. He's ready to go. Focus locked in. You can see the concentration in his eyes. He'll have got his team ready. Let's head into some huddles, hear what the coaches have to say just before tip-off.
Contragolpear la ventaja, y si no, movilidad de balón. Asignaciones: Ibargüen, Kirill, Echenique, o va con Roque, o va con Atencia y Jackson. Roque, Atencia, Blanco en el pick central, Jackson under. Está seguidor ustedes dos, o recortamos. En el bajo, muy activos, presiona la bola y finta defensiva. Vamos, uno giro primera.
Both teams will be looking for an electric start, set the tempo early in this game. That will be the key. As they know how important these games are. Both teams now coming to the floor, the starting fives. With the responsibility to set the tone from the opening tip-off. Who will be the hero at the end of today's game? Plenty of familiar faces in the Uruguayan roster for sure. Waxman, the 38-year-old big man, seems to be the Energizer Bunny. Keeps going, as does Matías Calfani. And we're underway here in La Banda. Game day one, second game of the day. Uruguay taking on Colombia in this Olympic pre-qualification tournament. 2-on-1 break now for Uruguay, and an easy glide to the bucket for two for Celes. Atencia at the top looking for options. Both teams moving crisply early on. Drive to the basket. That's a tough move from Jackson. It falls long out to Uruguay. Celes. Oh, Celes. An early 5 points. And an important 5 points. Break in play for the shoelace to be tied. That was the steal back from Waxman early on, and the quick break as Celes glides to the bucket. Chenique sets the screen. Roque does a good job to split through the defense. Out to Atencia. Oh, nails the three. The tone has been set early here in La Banda between these two. Pomeli finds a lane to penetrate through. Roque kicks it out wide open on the wing, and another three. Back-to-back triples for Colombia. Uruguay's lead trimmed down to just a single point now. Jackson with the three that time. Out on the break this time. Jackson throws it down. Wow, real energy and intensity from both teams. Colombia with their first lead. Step back, three goes up, little heavy. That will spark the transition and the easiest of two-handed flushes. Chenique, the benefactor of that breakaway. Almost stolen away again for Colombia. Look at that, early fast break points for both teams. Wide open in the corner. Chenique does a great job of pulling the rebound down. Foul called on Calfani. Absolutely lightning first 2.5 minutes to this game. Doesn't feel like it's only just tipped off, and we're already 2.5 minutes in, and Colombia are already up to 10 points. At this rate, they're on for a 40-point opening quarter. Ibargüen hands it off now to Roque. Roque, very quick, good read of the court as well. Romario Roque gets pushed to the floor and is already a handful for Uruguay to deal with. Just finds the gaps, reads the court so well to find that space to attack. Roque will now head to the line. It's That's the first of his two. Averaged over 11 points a game in the World Cup qualifiers, as well as over 3 rebounds. A bit of pressure here from Colombia, and they pounce as soon as they can. Vachman will scoop it up and provide a bit of much needed composure for Uruguay. Rodriguez now. Shot clock down to 7. He's going to attack the basket hard behind the back and has it stripped away. And again, out at the races, Colombia. Good defense this time as Roque ends up on the floor. Broken play for both teams. Rodriguez, too heavy. And another transition player, 2-on-0 offense as Roque gets the easiest of scores for Colombia. An early 7-point lead for Colombia. I said before the game, take the world rankings, rip them up for this tournament. Any team can beat any team in Group B. Vachman down low, throws it away, but they recover into the hands of Pomoli. Which way is that going? It will be Colombian ball as Calfani can only knock it out of bounds. Yeah, I'd say that's the right call by the official. Two fouls for Uruguay so far in this quarter. None for Colombia so far. Played over 4 minutes. Wouldn't say their defense hasn't been tough either. Echenique, little free throw line jumper. And I think Coach Howley has seen enough as his team trail by 9 after 4 minutes and 21 seconds. He wants to talk it over as Uruguay struggling to stop Colombia right now.
Tres bandejas solas ya, tiros que están bien tomados, pero no podemos cargar todo el rebote, no vamos a hacer la transición defensiva también. En la presión no subas y te quedes sin pique sobre la línea, Matías. Va, ve. Después allá, más en los cuernos, vamos a mostrarlo en un blue o en un white para que no nos penetren y ya no nos generen una descarga rápida. ¿Tá? Hey, tenés más atención en los tiros, como tiros largos, bien tomados, transición defensiva ya. Hey, vamos acá, hey, vamos acá, una 4-1, vamos.
Absolutely rampant start to this one from Colombia. Really come with a clear game plan, a clear strategy from Coach Moreno, and they have executed perfectly in the first 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 16 points on the board already. Uruguay no slouches, 7 for them. Celes uses the Vachman screen. Has to come back out though. Calfani is open. That's short. And Colombia will get a chance to extend their lead further. Roque down into the low post. Echenique is blocked from behind. Smart play from Matias Calfani. And he breaks the other way. Looks to draw the foul, but the defense is just strong. Roque now out to the wing. In and out with the 3. Colombia stroke the 3 from the top. 12-point lead now for the Colombian team. Jackson, 2 from downtown. 6 of his 8 coming from the perimeter. Look how confident, just steps in and strokes it beautifully. Uruguay must be a little bit shell-shocked right now. Rojas in, Barrera in, Rodriguez and Calfani go to the bench for Uruguay. No changes for Colombia. Pomoli hands it away and quickly gets it back. Pick and roll with Vachman. And Uruguay take a poor selection. 3 goes up and is batted away. Into the low post now. Roque, shot clock at 10. 3 ball goes up, that's short though. That's going to spark the transition. A 3-on-1 break here for Uruguay. Foul will be called on Atencia. Will it be an unsportsmanlike foul? Let's see what the officials say. Certainly wasn't from behind. He's in front and locks him up. He has made a play at the ball. Grabs the wrist instead though. Emiliano Ceres will head to the line. He's back on his feet, a little shaken up, being knocked to the floor in that way. 26-year-old now heads to the free throw line, trying to spark a little bit of life into Uruguay's offense. In and out. Second is good. Ceres takes his personal tally to 6. And Pomoli, the only other Uruguayan player to have any points so far. Jackson now, he'll shoot the 3. Colombia for the first time really running very little offense that time. Pomoli hands it off and 1. That's the kind of play that you expect to see from a Uruguayan team, especially when they're under the pressure that they are right now. Ceres comes up with another big play, just pure strength to go for the reverse layup on that one. Draws a foul from Echenique. Coach Moreno looks on. Ceres will head back to the free throw line. Chance to convert the 3-point play. Just a reminder, this is game day 1 of the Olympic pre-qualification tournament here in La Banda. Earlier today, Chile got away with a 1-point win against the Virgin Islands. Full court pressure coming now as Vachman is called for the foul. On Ibargüen. Uruguay to make another change. Vachman will take a rest. What a servant he has been to his national team. Kirill Vachman, 38 years old. One of the most recognizable faces of Uruguayan basketball in recent years. Roque hands it away. Jackson now. Colombia's offense not quite as free moving as it was before, and Uruguay capitalize. Out in the break again, stolen back. Okay, with the pass. Colombia really do know how to crash into all of the passing lanes. Oh, a beautiful little right-handed hook from Jaime Echenique. Fakes the 3, Ceres. It'll come back out now to Iglesias. Ceres, corner pocket 3, rattles it home. 12 points now for Ceres, the savior here in the first quarter for Uruguay. 12 of their 14 coming out of his hands. Colombia's lead still at 7 though, as Roque comes up to collect the ball. Fades away, rattles it home. Romario Roque, 24-year-old, now up to 6 points alongside 3 assists and 2 rebounds. Three ball goes up, that's heavy. Roque again with another rebound. Pulls up at the free throw line and he's going to get the roll. Gotta love the attitude that Roque's approached this game with. Strong drive from Zanotta, but it's stolen back. Foul's going to be called as Ibargüen went strong to the basket. Iglesias called for that foul. Good pass by Roque out in the transition. That shouldn't send Ibargüen to the line for 2 shots. Steadies himself, extends Colombia's lead further. What an opening quarter this has been for Colombia, particularly on the offensive end, my goodness me. And it's not like they've just found one way to hurt Uruguay. It's been across the board. They've hit some threes. They've gone strong to the basket. A little bit of old school back to the basket post play. Ibargüen will go to the bench. In comes Alvaro Peña. A 1-2-1-1 zone press now for Colombia. Now they put the double. There's the break. Can they capitalize and make the score out the back end? That one's short, but the long rebound falls all the way back to Rodriguez. Zanotta drives in. Oh, that's a lovely cut by Rodriguez, but the pass is even better from Juan Zanotta. Final minute of this electric first quarter here. Strong move off the glass, too heavy-handed though. The defense stepped up and provided enough physicality to make that one a tough shot. Rodriguez back with possession, attacks the basket. Oh, gets swatted away. Big hands from Echenique. Uruguay go at it again. Echenique says, bring all you want. This is my paint. As he bats another one away. Zanotta, good ball movement, wide open. Iglesias nails the three. That should close out the opening quarter. And that's a high point for Uruguay in the opening quarter. Colombia, though, 10 minutes in the book. Lead this one by 8. It's Uruguay 19, Colombia 27. Gotta love Coach Moreno there. He's not happy, though. There's the chase out. That's how Uruguay close this out, bring themselves back to within single digits. What a electrifying first 10 minutes of basketball we've had. Here's the shooting percentages. Both teams doing a job from outside in that first quarter. A highly enjoyable and entertaining first 10 minutes with two high-level teams going toe-to-toe. Here are some of the highlights from that first quarter of action. And to be completely frank with you, there is to be a huge amount of credit given to one player in particular for Uruguay. That is Emiliano Ceres. 12 out of the first 14 points came out of his hands, alongside 2 rebounds as well. for Colombia. Their scoring's a little bit more spread. Roque had 8 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. He's working his way to a trip dub already. Jackson also had 8 points, and just behind him was Echenique with 6 points, but maybe more impressively, 3 blocks in that first quarter. Certainly a quarter ruled by Colombia, but the final play of the quarter from Uruguay certainly gives them a foothold back in the game. If you have your phones handy, do scan the QR code on the screen. That will help you download Courtside 1891, the app you need if you love your basketball. Stream schedules and scores from basketball all over the world. Second quarter underway here in La Banda. Game 2 of the day of this Olympic pre-qualification tournament on opening day. 10 minutes in the book. Colombia lead this one by 8, but it doesn't look like it may be for long. That's good hustle. Rojas throwing himself to the hardwood to force the turnover. Gotta love this. Almost lost possession, just bats it off the legs of Almanza. Uruguay 5 on the floor. Iglesias, Rodriguez, Zanota, Barea, and Rojas. Really spreading the floor, making it tough to defend right now. And the 3 is good for Iglesias. Iglesias really putting in a big performance. His second 3 of the game now. And Uruguay only trail by 5. Been down by as many as 13 in this game, so to be down by 5 is a good job so far. Echenique does another impressive job of getting to the bucket. 4 from 5 from the field for him for 8 points. Rodriguez won't take the 3. Almost looked like a carry. Iglesias gets the shot away. Will Colombia save it? They will. Tencia brings it back. Pulls up for the long 2. It's chased down hard by Montano, but unable to secure the rebound, and Uruguay will go again, continuing to try and chip away at this deficit. Zanota for 3. That's heavy. Echenique pulls down the rebound. His 3rd board of the game. Montano passes it down low. Foul is going to be called. That one's on the floor though. I think Iglesias is going to be whistled for that foul. Wholesale changes for Coach Moreno. Triple change. I'll bring you up to speed on that as we get all of the numbers in. Pena hands it to the wing. Roque also back into the game, as is Ibargüen. Jumper goes up off the glass from Montano. Moli too heavy with the pass. Coach Howley highly animated on the bench. Sideline ball as we see another change. Montano comes out of the game. Valencia comes in. His first taste of the action here in this Olympic pre-qualification tournament. Pena to Jackson. And that's hustled by Rodriguez, who ends up fouling Jackson. Does a great job to start with. Joaquin Rodriguez, but a little bit overzealous as he tries to chase down the loose ball. Second foul of the game for him. As we see Calfani come back in. Second foul of the quarter for Uruguay as well. Sideline possession for Colombia. Pena. Foul will be called, an offensive foul. Illegal screen is going to be the call. Barguen's going to be called for the illegal screen. Let's have a look. Yeah, look at the extension of that left arm. Just eases the defender out of the way. You have to be stationary, have to keep yourself to yourself. Rodriguez now up against Valencia. Rodriguez steps back for the three and gets it to drop. And Uruguay continue to push their way back in, battling hard to be within 4 now. Pena moves the ball well. Jackson hands it off. Lovely move under the basket. And that's the Colombia that had a 13-point lead early in the game. Ibargüen with the good move under the hoop. Looked like he may have been too deep, but rescued the situation. Zanotta almost loses possession. Will have to get a shot away. They do get a shot away. Rojas can just about connect with the iron, and that was good defense by Colombia in that phase. Roque, he'll shoot the three. That's short as well. Both teams now finding it a little bit harder here in the second quarter to get points to drop. It's just 6-4 in favor of Uruguay after a very high-scoring first quarter. Foul's called as Pena barrels Calfani to the floor. Have a look at the replay. This is the step back from Rodriguez, 24-year-old, showing Doncic-esque step back. It's going to be a baseline ball for Uruguay. Both teams on 2 team fouls here. 5:36 left in this first half. Rodriguez seems to be the focal point, the fulcrum of this Uruguayan offense at the moment. Catch and shoot for Rojas. And that 13-point lead is all but gone now for Colombia. They've been outscored 9-4 here in this second quarter, and their lead is down to just 3, a single possession ball game. Rodriguez with the vision, the finish isn't there. Now Roque will bring it back the other way with a little bit of relish on and gets the score. Mario Roque, tough to stop once he gets up to full speed, in full flow down the floor. Might be undersized at 175, but certainly knows how to get to the bucket. Rodriguez, another 3 goes up. This one's a little short and off left. Almost safe, but can only be spilt out of bounds. Here's Rodriguez. Here's the kick out, and there's the 3 from Rojas as the string whips its way through. Timeout has been called by Coach Moreno, as Colombia want to talk over how their lead is down to just 5 points now.
a ir en zipper aquí. Hey, Hansel saca la pelota. Jaime viene aquí. Romario aquí. Andrés viene pantalla. Pasamos aquí. Fuerte. Hey, Jackson viene desde aquí, viene por Jaime y terminamos con Jaime acá. Jaime pantalla, él sube. Hey, paciencia, cuando pase aquí, venga aquí y metemos a Jaime acá.
Si muestran zona, pantallen a su propio hombre, ¿ok? 1, 2, 3. Colombia.
Coach Moreno working on the finer points with his team. Doesn't want to surrender this lead without putting up a fight. They have led by 13. Their lead is now at 5. As Uruguay have slowly but surely found a foothold in this game and started imposing their style onto it. Atencia's come in for Valencia for Colombia. Ceres and Capalbo come in as Zanota and Rodriguez step out for Uruguay. Roque at the top. Inside now, Ibargüen hands it off to Echenique, who's doing a fine job in that low post. Jaime Echenique up to 10 points now. Alongside Roque leading the scoring for Colombia. Strong drive to the basket and an easy little flick off the glass for Ceres. 14 points for him. Really has been the spearhead. The comeback here for Uruguay. This time Uruguay's defense holds firm. Pass inside, blocked away, but who's there? Emiliano Ceres, 16 points. Big game for him. Perfect 4 from 4 from 2-point land. Atencia. Jackson's open. Uruguay can't give Jackson that kind of space. Rojas now backs his way to the basket, draws the double team, doesn't matter to him, gets the score. Colombia's lead a single point now as Uruguay wrestle momentum, wrestle control of this game away from Colombia. Coach Moreno left wondering what he needs to do to get back to how they were playing early in the game.
La pelota aquí y vamos a meter con Andrés. Jaime aquí, Andrés. Vamos a meter track con Andrés al que esté marcando a Hansen. Viene aquí, hey, tirador y tirador. Andrés viene por aquí. Hansen una vez le pasa. Hey, pasó aquí, pasó, se viene para acá. Jaime va por abajo. Hey, no hubo tiro. Andrés sale aquí. Volvemos acá, viene otra vez para acá y seguimos track con Jaime por abajo y los tiradores en estos espacios. Hey, vamos, ya pasó. Hey, vamos. 1, 2, 3. Colombia.
As you expect from Coach Moreno, cool, calm and collected, even though his team are now under pressure. Their lead is down to a single point on the back of that. Tough play from Martin Rojas. Coach Gerardo Jauri done a great job keeping his team calm, refocusing them on the game plan. Baseline ball for Colombia. 2 minutes 53 left in this first half, and it's a big 2 minutes 53 now for both of these teams. You feel as the team that has the lead going into the halftime locker room certainly will have a psychological advantage. 2-3 zone being played by Uruguay now. Roque for 3. comes up short. That looks like it came off the hands of Echenique. Capalbo now slows it down, brings it in. That's a strong move to the basket. Oh, the follow is absolutely monstrous from Matías Calfani. And Uruguay take the lead, his first bucket of the game. And what a big bucket that is. Stolen away, telegraph pass into the hands of Capalbo. Stolen back, and the easiest of scores, and a two-handed jam for Jaime Echenique. He's up to 12 points. Colombia wrestle back the lead. Both teams now sitting in a 2-3 zone. Quick ball movement, three ball is open, not scored though. Roque, blast to the basket. Atentia takes the three. And a little bit frenetic right now. Pace of the game has gone up quite a few gears. Shot fake from Ceres as Uruguay slow it down a little. Oh, an easy backdoor cut. No one reading that one as Capalbo sneaks in for the two. His first points as we get close to the final minute of this first half. Echenique, he's pumped on that play. Colombia once again retake the lead, and a timeout has been called by Coach Howley. 53 seconds remaining. Uruguay know that they want a lead going into the locker room. Let's listen to their huddle.
Gonzalo, Martín. Ojo la salida. Ojo la salida. Saca Emi. Pasá Emi y cortá el mismo lado. El que está acá es el que gana al medio. Pase, asegure la mano. ¿Estamos? Bien. Si es zona, nos metemos en rotación enseguida. Si es hombre, camiseta.
As expected, another close game. We had a close one earlier today. We have another close one again. Earlier today, Virgin Islands with a chance to win the game in the final play ended up losing by a single point to Chile, 62-61 that one. Looks like we're going to have a higher scoring game here, but a very similar split between the teams at the moment. 53 seconds left in the first half, and it's a 1-point lead for Colombia over Uruguay. Pomoli. Foul's going to be called on Roque. That will be Uruguay ball. First foul for Roque. Neither team in the penalty. A real clean game of basketball we've got going on here. Good ball movement here by Uruguay. Calfani goes to the basket, is rejected again by Echenique. What a game he is having. Rim protection. Fourth block of the game for him. That's good defense. Catch and shoot as the shot clock runs down. Rebound And another three goes up. I'm not sure that was the smartest move. Had plenty of time to work with. I'm not sure he really knew what was on the clock. Iglesias really wasting the opportunity. Roque now, 7 seconds for Colombia. Inside. Ibargüen can't get it away. That will be the end of the first half here in La Banda. And Colombia will run to the locker room with a 1-point lead at the half. They've been made to work hard for it. There's no two ways about that. The game is becoming more and more physical. But at the half, it's Uruguay 38, Colombia 39. We expected this one to be close, and it's living up to that expectation. Uruguay doing a great job from downtown. 6 made threes in that first half, while Colombia are getting the job done a little bit closer to the basket. A interesting game. Each team dominating different statistical categories. Our top scorers are Celes for Uruguay with 16 and Echenique for Colombia, who has 14 at this point. Remember, this is game day 1 of this Olympic pre-qualification tournament. Colombia lead by 1 at the half. Here are some of the top plays of that second quarter. And certainly some top players on show in this game. For Uruguay, they have to give huge praise and thanks to Emiliano Celes. 16 points in that first half. There was one stage he scored 12 of the first 14 of the game for Uruguay. Alongside the 16, he has 3 rebounds as well. Iglesias has 6, Rodriguez 5, Rojas 5. Those two have 4 rebounds and 5 rebounds respectively. As for Colombia, their scoring is being led by Jaime Echenique. He has 14 points, 4 rebounds, and you're about to hear me right, 4 blocks in the near 18 minutes he's been on the floor. Also in double digits is Romario Roque. He has 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 steals. But more than that, he controls the tempo. And an awful lot of what is good about Colombia goes through the hands of Roque. But we're at the halfway stage here. Opening day of any tournament is important, maybe even more so when a spot at Paris 2024 Olympics is up for grabs. 7 teams fighting out for 1 place in that Olympic qualifying tournament. At the half, it's Uruguay 38, Colombia 39.
You need character. You need chemistry.
FIBA Basketball World Cup is the peak of the game.
It's the toughest competition in the basketball world to win.
That is why I will be there.
Because when you win for one,
You win for all.
Welcome back to La Banda here in Argentina. We're halfway through the Olympic pre-qualification game between Uruguay and Colombia, and what a game we've had so far. Uruguay 38, Colombia 39 at the half. Uruguay struggled at the start, but my goodness me, put on a show as they push forward to get back into this game. They trailed by 8 at the end of the first. They now trail just by a single point after holding Colombia to just 12 points in that second half. Many of the praise, or much of the praise, sorry, needs to go to Emiliano Ceres. 16 points and 3 rebounds, 6 from 7 from the field for him. Other end of the floor, it's Jaime Echenique leading the way for Colombia. He has 14 points alongside 4 rebounds. We expected this one to be a very evenly balanced game between these two teams. We have not been disappointed. A real roller coaster of a game so far, and nothing to make me expect that the second half will be any different, as these two teams are evenly matched. There are your shooting percentages for Colombia. As I said, what a lightning start to the game they had. So lightning was it that they led by 13 points at one stage in that first quarter. However, slowly but surely, Uruguay built their way back into this game, finishing the half down by just a single point. There's the man of the moment for Colombia, Jaime Echenique, 14 points, 7 from 9 from downtown. Doing some real hard work in the low post, some old school back to the basket offense executed at a very high level indeed. We are just a couple of minutes away from the start of this second half. The coaches have certainly played their part. Coach Moreno, he has been around long enough to know that even though his team had an early 13-point lead and looked phenomenal in that first quarter, that the game would swing, momentum would fall towards Uruguay at some point in the game. I think he had some frustrations of how little his team combated that swing, but he won't be overly concerned. He'll have seen what his team are capable of doing against Uruguay. I'm sure he's just asking them to come out and keep that high level consistent throughout the second half. And if they can do that, Colombia can certainly come away with the win here on the opening day of this tournament. Just a reminder, this is Group B. Earlier today, Chile came away with a 62-61 win over the Virgin Islands. And then later this evening, in a couple of hours' time, well, about an hour and a half, we have Cuba against Bahamas, that one from Group A. So 3 teams in Group A, Cuba, Bahamas, and Argentina. 4 teams in Group B, Uruguay, Colombia, Virgin Islands, and Chile. Those 7 teams fighting it out for one place at the Olympic qualifying tournament next year, and to keep their Paris 2024 Olympic dreams alive, they need to win this tournament. Clearly, Argentina overall will be the favorites, but I tell you now, pretty much any of the 7 teams that are suited up have a chance of making it all the way and potentially representing their country at the Olympics next summer. Almost exactly in a year's time, in fact, is when they will be representing their country. Teams now returning to the bench. Just a few seconds left before the start of this second half here in La Banda. Let's listen to both huddles and hear what the coaches have to say.
Si es individual, vamos en triángulo, triángulo. Si es zona, vamos a entrar. Hey, pero vamos a darle vuelta, vamos a hacer como equipo, vamos, como equipo. Y 1, 2, 3. Colombia. Hey, la primera vamos, para después pasar. 1, 2, 3.
QR code on your screen will take you straight to Courtside 1891, the official FIBA app for stream schedules and scores. Loads of live games from around the world go through that app. Definitely worth the subscription if you're a basketball fan, so make sure you do sign in and get that one downloaded to your phone. Second half underway here in La Banda, Argentina. Olympic pre-qualifier between Uruguay and Colombia. Colombia up by just 1 point at the half. Rodriguez, oh, what a way to start the second half for Uruguay. The 3-bomb from Joaquin Rodriguez from the top. Roque, Jackson, Atenthia, Echenique, and Ibargüen, the 5 that start for Colombia. Jackson attacks the basket. Oh, he's going to get the chance of a 3-point play. That's just power from Jackson. Back to the line for the bonus. Waxman called for the foul. Can't get the score, and we are tied at 41 apiece. The seesaw game continues here in La Banda. Pomoli manages to get the pass away to Ceres, hands it off. The defense is just intense deep down in the Colombian paint. Atenthia, Roque doesn't get the roll, but the rebound is ripped down by Ibargüen. Foul's going to be called on Pomoli. He falls to the floor, and Jackson will be back at the line for more free throws. It's the first of his 2, takes his tally up to 11 points personal now. Make that 12. 36-year-old showing a little bit of experience there on the free throw line. Waxman now skips it to Rodriguez. Calfani inside to Waxman. Where's it headed? Back to Calfani. He's fouled as he barrels to the floor. Baseline ball for Uruguay. Second foul on Romario Roque for Colombia. Pomoli being hemmed into the corner. Rodriguez, quick ball movement. Pomoli along with the 3. Foul's going to be called. If that's on Roque, that's his 3rd. It is indeed. That's a problem for Coach Moreno. Romario Roque is the real leader on the floor general. Often said about a point guard, but truly meant when you talk about Romario Roque. Push in the back, though, is the call from the officials. Carmona will come in for Roque. Rodriguez, corner pocket 3, has it rejected, though. Is it stolen back? It is. It's on the floor. Where's it headed? Waxman will scoop it up. Uruguay will go with a fresh 24. Rodriguez nails the three. Gotta love this game. Big players stepping up in big moments right now. Rodriguez up to 11 points and a steal. Echenique just falling asleep a little there. Corner three's no good. Where's the rebound? It's everywhere at the moment. And steps out of bounds. Celes just losing track of where his feet were. Baseline ball for Colombia, who now trail by a point. Jackson looked at the step back, instead gives it inside to Echenique. Triple team meets him and he can't force his way through the defense. Nice little pass on the cut. But smart defense offered up by Ibargüen. Jackson for three, hits a three from the top, right in the slot. Colombia back out to a 2-point lead. Pomoli, Calfani. Rodriguez backs it out, wants to attack the basket. Oh, throws it away though as Ceres had moved. You cannot question the commitment from both of these teams, and you can see on the players' faces how much this game, this tournament, and the chance to play at the Olympics means to them. Carmona hands it away now to Atencia. Quickly gets it back. Echenique has it stolen away. It's on the floor. Both teams working really hard at the moment on the on-ball pressure. Calfani will hand it away to Pomoli. He squeaks in, just finds enough space way down deep in the paint to get the ball away and tie the game at 46. His second field goal of the game. Atencia puts up an early three. A little bit ill-advised at this stage. Almost steals it back though, but it bounces into the official. Waxman at the top as Colombia sit in a 2-3 zone. That's off the foot of Ibargüen. So a fresh 14 for Uruguay to work with. Rodriguez rewinds out, wants to attack against Ibargüen. Ibargüen with good footwork though. That is some good straight up man defense. Jackson now back to Atencia. And Uruguay throwing themselves at the ball. Pomoli this time clattering himself down onto the hardwood. Can only bat it out of bounds though, so it will be Colombia ball on the sideline. We are tied at 46 apiece here in La Banda. Nothing separating these two teams. Waxman though reads the inbound pass, and there's been a couple of sloppy passes from both teams where they've telegraphed where it's going, and the other team have easily stripped it away. Waxman's too heavy with the mid-range jumper. Colombia will slow it down a little now. Jackson, step back, air ball. Maybe a little bit of fatigue starting to set in with some of these players. We're going to see a change for Colombia. We've also seen a change for Uruguay. Waxman's come out of the game. Into the game comes Rojas. For Colombia, Jackson's the one that sits down. And in his place will come Almanza. Rodriguez, lane opens up, glides to the basket, but the finger roll is off target. Poor pass by the 10th here again, telegraphing where he's placing that one. Pomoli is fouled, an unsportsmanlike foul is called on Echenique. I don't think there was any legitimate play at the ball, and that is why the officials have called it as an unsportsmanlike. That'll be 2 shots and possession. Let's have a look at the replay. Yeah, no real play at the ball there at all. That's just to break the transition up, let's be honest. Yeah, more a rugby tackle than an attempt to steal. That's the right call by the officials. Pomoli at the line for 2 shots. First trip tonight, does have 4 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists and a steal. Nicola Pomoli certainly contributing to his team's resurgence, his team's fight back in this game. Second is no good. Misses back-to-back free throws. Not what you'd expect from the 24-year-old. Sideline possession for Uruguay, though. Zanotta. Celes. Draws the foul. No. Charge is going to be called on Celes. Did he release it, though, before the foul? Let's have a look. No, he didn't. Ceres picks up the foul, his first of the game. Both teams currently on 3 team fouls here in the 3rd quarter with under 4 minutes to play. Carmona picking up some big minutes as Roque is on the bench with foul trouble. Carmona comes up short, though. Big rebound by Echenique again. No good on the putback. Echenique now just 2 rebounds short of a double-double. Celes throws himself around a little bit, trying to buy a foul off the officials. They're having none of it. Pomoli comes back out to Iglesias. Rebound pulled down. Tough rebound as well from Ibargüen. In fact, from Almanza. He drives to the basket. Rejected, though. Smart play by Celes. Read the drive well and blocked it off. Celes fakes the 3, drives into a double team strangely. Iglesias, 5 seconds to go. Goes to the glass, needed a left hand. Tried an awkward right hand. Almanza at the top. Plenty of help defense in the middle right now for Uruguay. The double comes across. Colombia feed out of it. It's a smart move by Ibargüen. Just the execution slightly faltered. Coach Halley on the floor right now for Uruguay. Foul's going to be called on Andres Carmona as Gonzalo Iglesias looks to try and get to the basket. We're going to see Echenique head to the bench. Iglesias, I think, will be heading to the free throw line. Colombia now in the penalty as well, so a couple of minutes potentially of some Uruguay free throws. Iglesias at the line. Peña and Jackson have come in for Carmona and Echenique for Colombia. Barrera has come in for Pomoli. Hits them both at the line. Uruguay up to a 2-point lead. 2 minutes left in this third quarter. Iglesias up to 8 points personal now. Jackson just takes it on his own shoulders. Doesn't get much more direct than that from Michael Jackson. Barrera back into the action. Celes just holds on to possession. The defense is relentless from Colombia. Almanza this time with the rim protection. Jackson again looks to feed the post. There's the mismatch they were looking for. Double team comes, but it's a little late. We'll see Andres Ibargüen head to the free throw line again. His second trip of the game. Only 4 points so far for Ibargüen, but does have 6 rebounds and 2 steals. Look how hard he's working down in the low post against Martin Rojas. Both teams now in the penalty. There's a defense at the other end of the floor from Almanza. The first is good for Ibargüen. And the second, and once again, we are all tied here in La Banda. We've had 11 lead changes already in this game. Oh, in fact, Colombia, sorry, out to a 2-point lead. 1:20 remaining in this third quarter. Barrera comes back to Zanotta. Stolen away, a really good read from Jackson. He hands it back, soft right hand. That is a tough play. It looks simple enough, but it is a tough execution from Alvaro Peña. Rodriguez up against Atencia. Puts the 3 up, not this time. Oh, that is a big rebound by Rojas. Timed his run at the offensive board to perfection. Inside, low post move now, Iglesias. All down to how deep in the restricted area he established himself before receiving the pass. That one. Colombia's lead down to 2. Jackson, air ball. 10 seconds left now. Peña with possession. Goes to the left hand, can't get it to go. 3 seconds. Rodriguez, 3/4 court, doesn't get it to drop, and Colombia take a 2-point lead into the final 10 minutes. Low scoring quarter, but it's Uruguay 50, Colombia 52 with just 10 minutes left in this game. Here are the shooting percentages so far. Uruguay doing a great job from outside. Colombia getting it done close to the basket. Two very evenly matched teams right now, as the scoreline would suggest. Here are some of the top plays from that third quarter of action, and really nothing to separate the teams here. A low-scoring third quarter, though. Colombia winning it 13-12. The lowest scoring quarter of the game for Uruguay, second lowest for Colombia. Colombia have only scored 25 points in the last 20 minutes of basketball after scoring 27 in the first 10 minutes. So that tells you how the game has switched for them from being an all-out offensive juggernaut to having to be much more strategic and defensively focused. But they still hold a 2-point lead here in La Banda. Just a reminder of the context. This is game day 1 of the Olympic pre-qualification tournament here in La Banda, Argentina. 7 teams are here, split across 2 groups, and the winner of this tournament will secure a spot in the Olympic qualifying tournament next year, and their hopes of being at Paris 2024 will remain alive. The other 6 teams, their chances will disappear as of Sunday night. That is when the final is. That is when we will know which of our 7 teams will still have a chance of being at the Olympics in Paris. Final quarter underway here in La Banda. Game day 1 of the Olympic pre-qualification tournament. Just 10 minutes left in this one. Uruguay 50, Colombia 52. Echenique goes strong, draws the foul off Rojas. Early foul in the quarter. We'll see Echenique head to the line for 2 shots. First trip to the line for Echenique, and he hits the first of his 2. Uruguay will not want to see Colombia extend too far away too early in this quarter. They need to keep it tight. Colombia's lead out to 14. Echenique now out to 16 points and 8 rebounds. Hell of a shift from him here today. Uruguay have Iglesias, Rodriguez, Zanotta, Barrera on the floor alongside Rojas. Zanotta hands it away. Oh, and that's wonderful play. Teamwork to create the space inside for Barrera to get the easiest of scores. His first bucket of the game. Roque still on the bench for Colombia. Remember, picked up 3rd foul pretty early in that 3rd quarter. Atencia hands it away now to Ibargüen. He's short, and Rojas pulls it down. Drive to the basket, but has it shut off. Rodriguez is short. Where's the rebound? Eventually pulled in by Ibargüen. Colombia with a chance to extend their 2-point lead further. Jackson now has the door closed on him, almost slammed in his face, and can only throw it away. Wide open for Barrera. Barrera hits the 3, gives Uruguay the lead. Jackson for 3. Oh my goodness. Jackson has come up with some big plays in this game. He's now up to 20 points, 7 from 12 from the field, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. When this game wraps up at the end of this quarter, we are going to have some wonderful stat lines, some big individual performances, but you speak to any of the players, they won't care if their teams come away with the loss. Here's the transition. Here's the 3 ball from Barrera. Cool, calm, collected. A smooth stroke from the wing for the 25-year-old. Quick ball movement to try and create some space. This time he attacks the basket and is rejected on his way. Atencia comes out. Roque's back into the game. Not going to get a score with his first shot, and Echenique can only knock that one out of bounds. Roque has come back in for Almanza. Zanotta now. Rodriguez trying to muscle his way to the basket, gets it slapped back in his face by Echenique. Just looking for the molten logo on the forehead of Rodriguez there. He does a great job to get past Roque, but the rim protection is there. As Echenique just bats it off him as he falls out of bounds. Almost 3 minutes gone in this final quarter. And so far it's 5 apiece in the final quarter, meaning that Colombia hold on to that 2-point lead that they brought in with them. Double change now for Uruguay as Calfani and Pomoli come back in for Zanotta and Iglesias. Roque now. Pass is almost intercepted. Heavy off the glass. Footwork was good. Finish was a little heavy-handed. Calfani with the score. And a little bit of handbags here as Calfani squares up with Echenique. Neither player going to back down. And that score from Calfani means we are all tied at 57 apiece. Still a little talk from Calfani. Needs to let it go. That score's got his team tied. Doesn't want to give away a technical foul at this point of the game. That would be crazy. Into the corner. That's open for three from the corner. And a moment of defensive lapse from Uruguay is absolutely exploited by Jackson. Takes his tally to 23 now. And it's spilled out of bounds by Rojas. Unbelievable performance from Jackson. Two-three zone on offer again from Uruguay. Three ball goes up, rattles away. Rebound pulled down by Rodriguez. Rodriguez, corner. Oh, hits a three himself to tie the game, and you've got to love how this game has gone back and forth. How many times have we seen one team step up with a big play and almost immediately the other team counter with a huge play of their own? Roque into the low post, double team drops down. Manages to get the shot away, but always going to be difficult. Rodriguez now. What's the call? Was it a foul or a 3-second? It was a foul called on Calfani. His second foul of the game. As Echenique is on his knees at the moment, just regaining his breath. Embargo, the player to draw the foul off Calfani. Final 5 minutes of the game. Stolen away. Pomoli leads it out to Calfani, nails the 2 on the throwdown. Little bit of extra sauce on the top of that one. As Uruguay look to gain some momentum, gain some confidence. It's stolen away again, this time Pomoli gets it back from Rodriguez, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, Uruguay now have a 4-point lead. 4 minutes 35 to play. Coach Moreno, no choice, has to call a timeout, has to hit the reset button, get his Colombian team back on track. Let's jump into his huddle.
Michael Jackson empieza aquí, Echenique aquí, Andrés aquí. Cuando Hansel llegue aquí, a él lo defiende. Vamos a pasar un pase acá y Michael tiene línea final. No pasó nada. Volvemos la pelota y Michael vuelve y juega. Usted apenas él hace flash y vamos a jugar, pero transportemos la pelota, que no nos la quitemos nosotros mismos. Llega aquí, pasamos, Michael fuerte, no necesariamente en la primera vez tiene que tirar, mire adentro, si puede, si no voltea, y vuelve y juega otra vez, y pasamos la bola aquí. Y 1, 2, 3. Colombia.
Uruguay in the ascendancy right now and building from some defensive intensity. That's what's given them the 4-point lead here with 4 minutes and 35 seconds left on the game clock. How do Colombia react? This is when you truly know the strength of your individual players' personalities. How do they react to this kind of adversity? Blocked from behind, smart play by Rodriguez. The 3 goes up. Oh, Rodriguez! 19 points for Rodriguez. The 24-year-old is looking sublime right now, leading Uruguay to a huge game day 1 win. The lead is up to 7. Echenique goes in too heavy. Uruguay now looking to push on. Rodriguez, just 24 years old, but a smart play, slows it down, let them build. They've got a 7-point lead. They get it out to double digits now. That's a big ask for any team to come back from. Calfani spills possession, goes to the floor, but Roque will pick up the loose ball. Roque to the weak side corner. Slowed down now by Atencia. Roque for 3, no. Echenique called for the foul as he throws his defender to the floor. Pomoli looks okay. In fact, it's Pomoli called for the foul. Let's have a look at the replay. Oh, tough to see on that replay, looking through bodies. Pomoli called for the foul. 3rd Uruguayan foul of the quarter. Colombia only have 1 as we check out some nice sneaks that need the laces tying. Three minutes 22 seconds left in this opening game, and it feels like a final day game, let alone an opening day game. These teams putting it all on the floor, but they also know how important a win is. Just 3 group games. Ball inbounded, ends up with Jackson, back to Roque. Roque loses it though, as Rodriguez now will spark the break. Pomoli draws the foul from Jackson. Not sure, it looks like a tough call for me. Pomoli clearly not going to the basket, just trying to make contact with Jackson. Jackson's actually trying to get out of the way. Jackson picks up his 2nd foul. Pomoli will go to the line for 2 shots. Jackson not happy with the call. I can understand his frustration. Big 2 shots here for Nicola Pomoli. Hits the first, takes his personal tally up to 5, alongside 9 assists for Nicola Pomoli and 4 rebounds. Some huge stat lines from both teams in this game. Real testament to the game that they've given us here in La Banda. Hits the second as well. There's a replay of the foul. 3 ball goes up. Oh, he's drained. It is not over yet. Colombia will not lie down, as a huge 3 rattles home early in the shot clock from Jackson. Who else? 26 for him now. Calfani for 3. That's short by a long way, but Jackson can only spill it out of bounds. Uruguay's lead is still 6. Rare mistake from Jackson. Timeout called here by Uruguay. 2:48 left on the game clock. Absolutely breathless here in La Banda. It's Uruguay up by 6. Let's head into their huddle.
10 segundos. ¿Qué hacemos? ¿Contra zona o contra hombre? ¿Contra zona o contra hombre? Matías. Saca Nicola. Joaquín. Bernardo. Martín. Bernardo esquina. Esto es antes, porque queremos terminar acá. Buena cortina. ¿Se ven? ¿Vieron? Anzuelo, anzuelo. Cortina, Matías cae, Martín, rolás al gol. ¡Dale! Sí, no, Martínez acá y te van a...
You see the reaction from the Uruguayan coach. Can't believe he thinks he's pulled away enough from Colombia, but they step up and Jackson hits another 3. This game is the gift that keeps on giving. 2 minutes 48 to play. Uruguay up by 6. Rodriguez, 19 points and 6 rebounds for him. What a game he has put in. Corner 3. Oh, it's good. Wow, how clutch are both of these teams. Unreal how calm and composed they are in such a pressure situation. Remember, Olympics on the line right now, the chance to represent your country on the biggest stage. Uruguay lead by 9. Foul has been called though. That is Uruguay into the penalty now. Pereira on his second foul. Colombia really do need to score on this possession. If Uruguay can get a double-digit lead, that is a big ask. Roque. Jackson spins the baseline. Surely not. No, not this time. The defense is swarming. Pomoli kicks it back. Rodriguez now. Still plenty of time for Uruguay to work with on the shot clock. Pomoli, 8 left, drives inside, into the corner, doesn't take the 3, has it stolen away by Jackson. Jackson ignites down the floor, slightly out of control, but gets the score. Is there anything that Jackson can't do today? 28 points now, 10 from 17 for him. That brings Colombia back to within 7. Another shoelace untied, another break in play. He looked out of control, but regained his composure at exactly the right moment for exactly long enough to get that shot away. Up over the half just in time, Uruguay. Rojas gets it away to Rodriguez. Colombia pressure now all the way up to the half. 90 seconds left. Pomoli spills it, scooped up by Atencia. Atencia now, does he lose it? He does. Rodriguez brings it back. Uruguay surely will burn some clock. Roque called for the foul on Rodriguez. Colombia's still got fouls to give though. That's only their third team foul, Roque's fourth. Sideline ball for Uruguay. 1 minute 19 to play. Uruguay edging their way to an opening day win. Pomoli harassed by Roque. Gets it on the back door, cut, swatted but fouled. Echenique talking down to him while he's on the floor. His teammate's not happy. Pomoli, a hell of a play though, picks up the foul from Jackson on his way through. Pomoli will be going to the free throw line when we come back in. In fact, it looks like a technical foul has been called. It has indeed. Is it on Echenique? It is a technical foul on Echenique. Rodriguez goes to the line for the bonus. That's a huge mistake by Jaime Echenique. His team is still within a chance of winning, but every point matters. Rodriguez doesn't punish them from the free throw line though, misses that chance. Now Pomoli will go to the line for 3 free throws. Sorry, for 2 free throws. Colombia make a change as Echenique has to head to the bench on that foul. Pena comes in. In fact, that's Echenique out of the game. Picked up an unsportsmanlike foul earlier in the game. And that's a technical foul, so that is him disqualified. Misses the second. That will remain Uruguay ball. That is a big possession. It's the first, misses the second, but Uruguay hold on to possession. Up by 8, 1 minute and 10 seconds to play. Colombia sitting in a 2-3 zone. They'll have to hustle hard though out of it. On-ball pressure has to be immense right now. Roque on 4 fouls. Pomoli goes behind his back, straight at the basket. Comes out, Rodriguez way downtown. No good. Rebound scooped up by Atencia. Jackson to Roque. Roque drives inside, is blocked by Calfani. Uruguay look like they're making their way to the opening day win. What a game we've had here in La Banda. Back-to-back games, to be fair. It's a 1-point ball game in our opener. We now have an 8-point ball game here. Rojas nails the 3 and sprinkles a little bit of icing sugar on top of the cake. Martin Rojas pushes Uruguay out to an 11-point lead. Surely it's too far now. 30.2 seconds remaining. Timeout called by Coach Moreno. Maybe he's got points difference in mind, because that could absolutely be a deciding factor on who progresses. Let's listen to the Colombian huddle.
vamos a sacar de acá. Hey, Romario, Michael. Hey, primero, Michael, Romario. Y pantallamos a Carmona para que Carmona venga aquí. Si no, hey, el primer cortador, Michael, se abre. Ahora en este momento necesitamos perder por menos. Una canasta importantísima. Nosotros no sabemos qué nos depara los otros dos partidos ni los resultados de este man. Hey, Carmona acá.
Están acumulados, van a dar la falta, vamos. Están dejando jugar, muchachos, vamos.
There's the 3-ball from Rojas that surely closes this win out for Uruguay. What a game this has been. Unbelievable back and forth. Both teams have had double digits leads. Colombia, the better of the opening exchanges. And now the game high 11-point lead for Uruguay as they show some steel in the closing stages of this game. Not over yet though, still 30.2 left. Carmona for 3. Off and away. Where's the loose ball? Into the hands of Rodriguez. 20 seconds left. Back to Rodriguez. Skip to Waxman. Inside, and the easiest of scores. That is surely all she wrote in this game. Uruguay are going to walk away with a big opening day win. Roque misses the layup. Uruguay a chance to extend their lead further. It could come down to points difference. Palomo hits the extra layup with the clock expiring. What a game by Uruguay. Slightly heartbreaking for Colombia, but the final score here in La Banda is Uruguay 80, Colombia 65. Some big performances from the Uruguayan players. They have really stepped up under a huge amount of pressure early on in this game, but they secure the win. A huge, huge win for them to take forward now into the rest of this tournament. There's your shooting stats from today's games. Very impressive performances all round. Uruguay dominating the rebounding battle. 21 assists for their 80 points. Forcing Uruguay into 17 turnovers. That hurts for sure. Top scorer Jackson for Colombia, but leading scorer for Uruguay is Rodriguez with 19. Big game here. Big opening day. 2 more game days ahead of us in Group B here in La Banda. There's your scores from today's game. Virgin Islands 61, Chile 62, and Uruguay will finish game day 1 top of the table with an 80-65 win over Colombia. Here are some of the best plays from that 4th quarter as Uruguay just stretched out. 30 points they scored in that final quarter, holding Colombia just to 13 at the same time. A lot of the plaudits will fall on the shoulders of Joaquin Rodriguez. 19 points, 7 rebounds for him, but plenty of big performances across the board. Emiliano Celes had 16.6 rebounds. Martin Rojas, 10 points and 12 rebounds alongside 3 steals. Gonzalo Iglesias, 10 points as well. You also had Nicola Pomoli, had 9 points and 11 assists. A real team performance to push Uruguay to the win here today. For Colombia, really 2 standout players for them. Michael Jackson had 28 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists and 6 steals in this game. Also in double digits was Jaime Echenique with 16 points and 8 rebounds, and Romario Roque, who had 10 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists and 2 steals. What a game. Oh, also, Echenike, you're going to hear this right, had 8 blocks in this game. Almost a triple-double with rebounds and blocks. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 8 blocks. Phenomenal performance from him. These teams now, though, will turn their eyes to tomorrow. And tomorrow night, Colombia will take on the Virgin Islands in what has now become potentially a must-win game for them, whilst Uruguay will face off against Chile. Our final score here this evening, though, is Uruguay 80, Colombia 65.